Hi, I'm Rachel, RachelQStitches, and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video and my first FlossTube, so I hope you have a little patience with me today as I navigate YouTube and how this works. Start by introducing myself. My name is Rachel, and I am married, be 32 years this Thursday, January 7th, 2021. We have 3 adult children, and my husband is a teacher. So he is home during the summer and holidays, and 7 months during lockdown he was home. So I got a lot of stitching done. I began cross-stitching in the fall of 1989, the first year we were married. My husband is an avid football watcher, and I needed something to do while he sat on the sofa for hours on the weekend watching football. So my mom took me to Joann's, and I had tried cross-stitching in high school and never really caught on, and I ended up buying a kit. It was a wedding sampler, and I made the sampler and proceeded to make a couple more items during the spring when he would watch tennis and golf. My husband loves sports, and so he watches a lot of sports, and so I did a lot of stitching during that time. Shortly thereafter, my mom taught me how to quilt, and quilting kind of took over. We started a small quilt business, traveling around the country doing quilt shows. Had lots of fun with her doing that, and then when we had our first son, 9 years after we were married, I stopped the business, and so we I just started quilting, and I stopped cross-stitching because of needles and little things with little children, and I didn't want that laying around where he could find it. I picked it up again the year my mom passed away, which was 2018, and I was going through her things, and I found several items that she had begun that she never finished, and they were small, those little ornaments that you get that have the little, fake plasticky gold hoop that you would stick it in. She'd begun a couple of those and put them aside, and so I picked them up and I completed them, and then found the rest of the kits that she had purchased at the time, and probably on clearance at Joann's. I was probably with her when we bought them, and I just finished them. I sat down while my husband, of course, watched football, and I finished them. Our kids are all adults, and so I had, I wanted to spend time with him while he watched football. And so that's what I did. I finished those and realized how much I missed cross-stitching. So I picked up a couple of kits and didn't like them, and kind of pushed them aside and didn't finish them. And then during lockdown, Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers came out, and I flew with it. I had been admiring their samplers, and I wanted to make one, so I began Pandemic. And here it is. I'm going to show it to you. This is let me see if I can get this whole thing in there. My Pandemic. I haven't done much. I did a lot. I did almost a whole bottom section, but I decided what I was going to do was I was going to use a set of floss that my mom had given me back in the early 90s. It was something I found unpacking, those cross-stitch things that traveled with me in all of our moves, and it was one of these. And it was by Craftways, and at the time, in the 1990s, it was a sampler set of all the DMC colors, and this is them right here. So I decided that in making Pandemic, I was going to use all of these colors. Some of them are retired from DMC. There are no variegateds, just solids. So what I did was I printed out a chart, and I am marking out, if you can see, every color that I use, and then I have the retired colors right there. And then, yeah, so this is my chart. So I'm marking it out, and then I am keeping all the little bobbins that I use up, just kind of as a visual reminder of what it is that I'm doing. And I keep a picture of my mom here, and I'm going to show it to you. This is my mom, my beautiful, beautiful mom. She passed away May 28th, 2 days before my 49th birthday. Kind of unexpected. We weren't really expecting it, but Mom left behind a lot of uncompleted projects. And before she passed away, when she was in hospice, I made a promise to her that I wasn't going to leave behind incomplete projects for my kids. If I wasn't going to complete them, I was going to pass them on to somebody who would. Right now, my goal is to complete her projects, and that's what I'm going to do. But I keep that picture of my mom to remind me of who gave me my love of art and crafting and sewing and stitching and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing. That's pandemic just kind of thrust me into this. I don't have to follow a color chart thinking that I was in. You know, oh, this is what the chart calls for. You have to stitch it this way. You can't make substitutions. And so I started watching a couple of YouTube videos, FlossTubers, and realized that I can do that. I can switch colors out. If I don't like that blue, I can put a blue that I like. If I think that flower should be pink and not purple, I can make it pink. I can do what I want. It's my piece. And I did it with quilting, so I don't know why I never thought about doing it with cross stitch. So I dove headlong into this, and pandemic is this freeing piece for me. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of freeing. You just do what you want. I mean, you kind of follow the chart. If you feel like changing a little thing, you go with it. And I've been enjoying it. But that's all I'm doing is pandemic. So I decided for 2021, what I was going to do was I was going to work on pandemic during the week. I am a stay-at-home wife. Like I said, my children are adults, so I don't consider myself a stay-at-home mom because they're never here. So I'm a stay-at-home wife. And what I did was I decided I was going to do what I refer to as weekend stitches. And that is something that I can do on the weekend, finish in a weekend, maybe two, maybe over a holiday weekend, you know, just something that I can just do. Over the years, kind of backtrack a little bit, over the years, I visited a lot of thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, and I would pick up bags of floss because I knew that one day I wanted to get back into cross stitching. And when I'm talking about bags of floss, I'm talking about like bags of floss, $2.99 bags of floss. Many of them were DMC. I kind of made sure they were DMC or Anchor or something that I was familiar with. You know, I didn't buy any Hobby Lobby brands or Michael's brands, anything like that. I made sure it was good floss. And so I have a lot. And so my motto for this year is I'm stitching from stash in 2021. And so I picked up this chart, and it is by, I am going to, I don't remember. I'll put a link in the description blog. It was on the Twist Family blog. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it is. But anyway, this is it right here. So I made this the last 2 weekends of December and over the New Year holiday. So use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. It is my motto for the year. I have a ton of fabric. I have a ton of floss. I hit up a estate sale a while back, and I bought a DMC cabinet with the 3 drawers, and it was stuffed. Like, I could not open the drawers without pushing floss down, full of floss. My aunt, my mom's sister, passed away a week before my mom did, and my cousin called me into my aunt's quilt store and said, "Do you want some floss?" So I took 2 of every color. I think I took 2 of every color that they had. It wasn't necessarily every color of DMC. It was every color that they had. So I did that. So this is my first finish, y'all. I can say I have a finish. I have a finish for 2021. There it is. That makes me happy. So my goal is to have these smalls. And what I'm trying to do is say, I have a small, I have a chart. I'm sorry, I'm getting this chart right here. I forgot to make it ready. It's a chart, and these are the colors that it's calling for right here. Well, I have this nice 1990 DMC color card with the floss in it. the actual floss. So what I'm doing is I'm looking up the color, and then I'm pulling from my bag of floss, and I'm dividing them by color family. I started doing it a little bit, dividing them by color family. And I'm saying what closely matches it without using my DMC. I'm reserving my DMC for my big pieces. And then these little smalls that I can complete in a weekend or two are going to use up these JP Coats, Coats & Clark, Paraluster, American Thread Company. I have a couple of skeins of Bucilla, which is really kind of odd. I remember hearing that they did do that, their own floss a while back. But so that's what I'm doing. Use it up. Use up your stuff, Rachel. I have a ton of smalls that, you know, I downloaded freebies, you know, just things like that that I have got to do, got to stitch. So that is my plans for the year. I'm hoping to make a lot of smalls, finish them up. Told my husband I'm going to try to make some Christmas ornaments, finish up those ornaments that my mom had done. And our kids' ornaments we're not going to put up on the tree anymore. Every year they got a Hallmark ornament. Some of them are starting to break, and so I don't want them to all shatter before my kids have a chance to inherit them. So we're putting those away and putting them safe, and we're going to use some things that I make and some things that my mom made back in the 60s. I might share those with you one day. So that's what I'm doing. The only thing I'm adding, and I don't know if I'm gonna do this or not. I'm gonna watch the rules. I'm gonna see about starting it. I have a kit pulled aside. Is the Reolist stitch sow. The Reolist sow. I have a Reolist kit. I bought it on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $8.24. My daughter loves cats, and she's always begging us for a cat. But we have 3 pit bulls. I don't need cats just yet. As much as I love cats, the dogs are enough right now. That's about all I can handle. So I thought I would stitch her this and say, here are your cats. When you move out, you can get your own cat, but not now. Not here. No, can't handle cats. Not now. I'd rather cats than dogs, but not now. So this is what we're doing. I think I might start this. I haven't decided when it'll be stuck into the rotation. It might be something when I just get tired of pandemic. I might pull that out and start it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So those are my plans. Not quite 15-minute video. I will talk about a little bit about a couple of floss tubers that really inspired me that it's okay to use kits. That would be Michelle at Romantic Tangle. I love her. She does thrift stores. She's kind of that same spirit of use it up, you know, I have it, why buy more, why pay a lot of money. I love her stuff. And City Stitcher, I love her. She's a monogamous stitcher. I love that she's a monogamous stitcher. She's also doing Stitch from Stash. She's the one that inspired me to do Stitch from Stash. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Oh, my Stitch from Stash rules. Let me tell you a little bit about my Stitch from Stash rules. My Stitch from Stash rules for me are no more buying. No fabric. I have enough patterns. I have enough smalls to keep me busy. I have 2, maybe 3 larges that if I do finish pandemic, I'm hoping to finish by my birthday, end of May, that I can pick up and do. And then I am allowed to buy from 2 stores. Not 2 stores. I am allowed to buy 2 different ways. One is if I'm at an estate sale and it's a ton of stuff. And usually a ton of stuff that I buy is things like fabric or floss. 2 is my thrift stores. We have a creative reuse store in town, and she has fabulous things. I have bought Classic Colorworks for 50 cents a skein. Yeah, I've bought she sells her DMC for 25 cents a skein. Some of it's not a full skein, but I've gotten a lot of the retired colors. I've gotten some hard to finds there. I've built up my stash that way. She's always getting pieces of Aida, so for my smalls, I have tons of small packages of Aida that are perfect. I like Aida. I used to stitch on linen when I was younger. Can't do it anymore. I have really not the best eyesight. So that's my kind of my rules. I can purchase if I really cannot find some kind of substitution and I don't have it in DMC, I am allowed to go out and buy that floss. So those are my rules from Stitch from Stash. So I know my video is kind of all over the place. I'm going to try to take better notes. I took a little bit of notes, not a whole lot, but I'll try to do better next time. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, or if you think you might like my future videos, thinking she's got potential, she's going to get better, subscribe, like my video, and give it a little thumbs up. Tell your friends. And I hope to see you guys again next week. Goodbye.